yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know what time it is. You know what this is. Why? Because you press play. You listening. So that means you've done this before. You know where we going with this. You know what time of the year, month, day, hour, second, minute. Matter of fact, that's all mixed up because who gives a shit? It is show off season, and it's your boy. It's your friend. Once again, it's me, Doogie Franchise. Doogie Franchise. Doogie Franchise. That's DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree, that's me. And I am not alone. I got my boy with me, my homie, my compadre. You know who he is. You know who he is. Matter of fact, introduce yourself and make sure you say
This is Isa Raheem, a.k.a. Ice Raheem. AKA that nigga with the pretty ass voice. Okay, damn it. Once again, I do not want y'all to get too used to that, but for now, enjoy it while it lasts.
They're gonna be saying
Don't you do it. Don't you hit it.
Don't you hit it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna go pretty ass voice. What? They're gonna go pretty ass voice, pretty ass voice, pretty ass voice. But that's not all. Today we got a special guest with us. We got a special guest with us today. Now, I'm gonna go down the list of things this man does. Okay, this man does many things. All right.
I'm sorry, he just looks so confused right now. He's like, what?
I know. Hold up. He's an event promoter. Okay, personal trainer, aka he got muscles. Okay, podcaster, Jabateer's podcast. Hold on, Jabateer podcast, live on Wednesdays, drops on Thursdays. Sometimes Fridays. Wait a minute, that's JTP Lounge also. That means he's doing 2 podcasts. Wait a minute, he's on a third one. 2.5 Bros. I check it out. I listen. Trust me, it's entertaining. And also, he is on a journey of becoming a world champion because he also is a professional wrestler. We have in the building, Wrestling's Knight in Shining Armor. That's what I like to call him, Sir Wilkins.
What up, everybody? How is everybody doing?
Oh, we good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me on. I'm super excited.
Thank you for
phenomenal
coming.
intro. Thank you for the intro.
You
guys did a good job on your own intro. That shit was fire.
We aim to please.
Yeah, trust me. There's been a lot of fights about this intro. so, welcome on the show, man. I'm meaning to have you. I've had your brother on, and I want to get everybody from the Jabateers on. And I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
So, I mean, granted, I just ran down the list, but like, tell us a little about yourself and how'd you get into, like, how'd you find pro wrestling first? Because a lot of stuff you do kind of like
encompasses pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So. Where do I start? I've been watching wrestling my whole entire life.
Yeah,
so that that's wrestling is life at this point. I took a break at a point in my life. I think I was it was like in the middle of college, so I was like ruthless aggression era ish.
Okay.
But then I got back into it probably right when in my early 20s. So it was like a short break, maybe like a 4-year break, 3-year break, but then I got back into it. And plus, the network at the time, made me catch up real easily,
Gotcha.
Later on, So wrestling has been part of my life for a very, very long time.
All right, so let's ask the basic wrestling fan questions.
Yeah.
Top 3 favorite wrestlers.
Top 3 favorite wrestlers are over all the years of wrestling is... Honestly speaking, it's The Rock's number 1, ride or die with The Rock. Number 2 is Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Number 3, he's moved up to my 3rd spot, AJ Styles.
All right.
And
okay.
My other, like wild card is Amazing Red.
Okay.
That's because he trains me, so I think I'm just biased at this point.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah. So those are mine when it comes to that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, all right. So, was you're a trainer? You train fitness. Did watching wrestling and being a wrestling fan get you into fitness?
No, actually. I got into fitness is a funny story. So growing up, my mom, I'm from a Haitian family, so super strict about just going to school and coming home. That's the Haitian family lifestyle. If anybody knows, you know.
Yes.
And so growing up, it was go to school, you know, get your education, whatever. I did no extracurricular activities when I was in school.
That's fair. I didn't either.
It was straight school and come home. Because my mom was also extremely overbearing. And that's just Haitian parents in general.
That's
and Caribbean parents.
Yeah, that's Caribbean parents.
Yeah,
like,
so, because they think you if you hang out with friends, you're going to end up a crackhead. Like,
that's what?
It's like the most ridiculous, like, thought process, but you kind of understand because if you watch enough TV shows, you're like, oh shit, this is where they get it from. But I have this weird belief that if you raise your child well, 9 out of 10 they won't do dumb shit. They're gonna do dumb shit, but not gonna do like they know how to handle themselves. And my mom raised me well. You know what I mean? So just to get back to what you're saying, getting into fitness, I really wanted to do some other stuff. So YMCA had this program called the Junior Knicks program. Basically, you pay $20 for a T-shirt and you're on a basketball team for YMCA. That's basically what it was. I'm not gonna sit here and sit like this, give like this epic Disney story of how I tried out for the team. I was last one pick. No, you pay $20, you end up on a team. They work you out every week, but it was something extra to do. Then I told my boys about it, who played ball like good, pretty well. To jump on this, and we played ball together, and they had a gym there. I was like, oh, they got a gym. So I started working, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And that's how it started.
Okay. Honestly, I did not expect that.
They had a gym they had a weightlifting gym. A weightlifting room at the YMCA. I used that after we played ball all the time, and that was literally it. And I continued doing it, you know, up and down with the fitness because work got into the way, but I think it really hit my stride like about when I started training and I was a trainer and everything about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
When I started working at Equinox, then I started figuring out different modalities of working out. Like I started powerlifting, I started getting into kettlebells. I think at one time I was boxing while powerlifting. So it was like it was just the journey was always trying different things out because I didn't do shit as a kid. So I think I'm understand why I do so much stuff because mom kept me in the house so much.
Funny thing. I kind of realized a lot of like Caribbean folks, their fitness journey starts with basketball in a weird way. Like I started exercising, right? And I kid you not, joke and tell you this story too, was because I worked in the after school program, right? And we was doing a show for the kids, a basketball show. So there was a game and like a fake dunk contest. And then like I was not in the best shape and I tried to pull a move that I saw in one of the 2K video games where the nigga did a cartwheel with the basketball, and I did that and I twisted my ankle and I was like, yeah, I'm not in good enough shape to do none of that. So like I'm sitting there with a swollen ankle sitting in, and my brother was like, hey yo, so I met this personal trainer. This is how I met Ninja too. And he goes,
you know a dude named Ninja? That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is a long story.
Yeah. and then he gave me his card, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. When I met Ninja, he laughed at me too when I told him. I was like,
what in the hell made you think you could do a cartwheel and a dunk? Like
on a basketball. I did the cartwheel, and all I did was hit head first into the floor. I didn't even make it around. The basketball bounced off. I went to a cartwheel, but I slipped, and I just said face first into the.
God.
Like what acrobatics training did you have prior to attempting that?
You a wild boy for that.
Why would you do that, bro?
Yeah, you a wild boy for that.
Yo, it was it was one of those things I just had to try because I would have won. I would have won if I'd have landed that. Sometimes you have to just go for the gold.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah. I had no respect after that. All my respect went out the window from everybody. So,
I don't understand.
So all right. So I told you before, I listened to all your shows.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned being a promoter, an event promoter,
yeah,
party promoter. Can you talk about that a little bit?
How I got into that?
Yes, how you got into that,
So
and how it led to
it all connects. Actually, I think like I always believe. I'm starting to believe that everything connects in life. Like our journey through this thing we call life.
Okay.
Every chapter leads on to the next chapter. It's like a Marvel movie where there's something in your part of your life that's like the end credits that leads to something else greater in the next part of your life. You know what I mean? If that makes sense what I'm saying?
I get it. That's cool, though.
So, if anybody knows me, I'm corny as hell. But I'm a lovable, corny guy. And I wanted to make extra money. I'm all about trying to, like, see if I can make some extra money. So, I wanted a second job, but I didn't want, like, a full-time second job at the time because I was in school, too. I was working at Express. It was paying me decent money, but I wanted to make more money. So then I Googled, like, gigs on Craigslist. And this is going to sound wild, like it was like prostitution. No, it was no prostitution rings I was going into. So an ad popped up. If anybody doesn't know what Craigslist was an online ad service that you basically, like, can look up jobs, rooms, also whores, and other things.
Like, for anybody, like, for all my, like, older folks who are listening, basically those are, like, back in the newspapers.
Yes.
And they had those, like, all those personal ads that you could take out in the newspaper. That's basically Craigslist, but just internet form.
So, you know what? For the younger people that are listening, you ever go to Facebook shop?
Yeah.
It's basically that, but on a website. So I go on there. I'm looking for things. It's like, make extra money partying. And I was like, what? This sounds amazing. What is this? So then I email them. You know, I had my Yahoo email. I don't even know how to get into it now, but it was, what was it again? It was my last initial 2220 at yahoo.com. So I emailed them, and they emailed me back, and it was like, yo, come in for an interview. I was like, yeah, can't wait. I'm thinking this is like some regular-ass job. So I meet this guy named Forrest.
Yeah, that sounds wild shady.
This guy named Forrest. Cool guy. He does music now, actually. And he had an office in, like, and it seemed so legit, too. He had a small office in the meatpacking district. So this is right by where all the fancy clubs are at.
Okay.
So I'm just like, oh, shit, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, so you want to try to promote? And I was like, yeah. He's like, so this is what we do here, man. You know, you get paid per head. And if you get some bottle service, you get a percentage off of that. The money is endless.
Yeah, what? He really sound like that, though?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's like,
see, now I'm starting to think that this was some kind of prostitution thing. Like, I wasn't thinking that before when you mentioned it, but
the way you
now,
said it, like,
but that's how he sounded. And then the thing about it, I'm like just fresh 21. And this is like, and I was like, yo, this sounds amazing. And at the time, you know, you're coming into yourself, because I believe that us men, we kind of really come into ourselves, like kind of figure ourselves out like 22, 21. We start, like, the journey really begins. I think anytime between 16 and 19, you're struggling to see what your direction is. I think our real journey starts at, like, the tip of our 20s. And that's just my opinion on it. As was my experience. So, you know, I'm trying to figure, like, where I'm going at in life. And so he puts me at a spot called, I forgot what a spot was called. It was some spot on, like, 24th Street between 5th and 6th. I get there, you know, I'm doing okay, promoting somewhat. And then one week, I didn't get paid by him. So I see another promoter there, and ends up being my best friend in nightlife, who ends up passing away. God rest his soul. This dude named Scotty. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm thinking we're all underneath the same team. Come to find out, in clubs, there's multiple promotion teams in clubs. My ass didn't know this. Oh. So I asked this dude named Scotty. I was like, yo, hey, yo, when we get paid, he's like, I think you gotta ask the boss that question, not me. I'm just a regular promoter, bro. And I was like, all right, cool. Scotty is very important to the story of how Wilkins got where he is. So everything is all right. I'm like, whatever. I'm promoting up and down, making bread, not making bread. And me and Scotty become cool. And we start talking. We see each other every week. We start dancing. I bring my friends. Because when you first start promoting, only your friends come out. So something quick thing about marketing. Marketing is in the book term is you have your hot market, warm market, and cold market. Your hot market is the people that you know, your homies, your family. So that's the people that's gonna like buy your t-shirts first. That's the people that's gonna come to your events. That's your hot market. So these are my boys who are coming out, and we're 21 at the time. We just turned 21, so they're thirsty to come out to party. So I'm doing my little 10 to 15 people. They're out. We're having a good time, and me and Scotty have like a dance off the first time that we're together. We're like hanging out.
That is a sign of friendship.
Yeah, and we're dancing. He's trying to outdo me. I'm outdoing him, but we're just getting along. We're sweating like crazy. Great time. So then I kind of cut down because I was tired of that one spot. And then I started working at a spot named Club Monaco. Retail is my like joint in my early 20s. That was like my lifeline. So me and Scotty kept kind of in contact, and he was just like, yo, why don't you start working with my team? This dude named Nemo.
These names.
Forrest, Nemo. These are promoters. Nemo's is actually his really legit his name. And Forrest was this guy's like government name. So Nemo's this Asian dude, but he only does hip hop parties. So my birthday comes around. Birthdays in the promoter world is money. That's where you get all the big, because everybody comes out to somebody's birthday. All right. At the time, it's like my 22nd birthday, maybe 23rd birthday. And we got this spot. I forgot the name, because all these spots are closed now. I'm getting old, guys. And we're at this spot, and everybody comes out. Me and Scotty start becoming cool, start hanging out all the time and everything. Now I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Me and him start promoting this spot called Taj.
Okay, I've heard of Taj.
You've heard of Taj is still around. Taj is like #1 spot of all time in hip-hop, New York City. So we're promoting, and so hopefully I'm not long-winded, right, guys? I hope I'm not boring you with this.
No. Do you think?
No,
So we're at Taj, and this dude recruits me to work at Taj on Fridays.
Yeah.
But then Scotty's like, yo, let's do Taj on Saturdays. So I'm with Scotty, we're promoting that, and I'm doing our thing, and I'm at Taj and also promoting that Kasha. We're back and forth. Then I fast forward about right before the Survivor Series that
what year was this?
The Rock came back, and he's at Madison Square Garden.
With when he teamed up with Cena.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, y'all gonna get a lot of wrestling shit in this episode.
So
this is great.
So quickly, I started building a relationship with the people at Taj. Because me and Scotty are there all the fucking time. And we're not like your stereotypical hip-hop promoters. Half the time I'm in a fucking suit and or a blazer and jeans. Most promoters are, T-shirt, jeans, nice sneakers, and a chain maybe. I look completely different from that.
You suited and booted.
Suited and booted for the most part. Scotty is this, Nutty Professor. That's how he looks.
So wait, was he Nutty Professor isn't fat, or Nutty Professor is how he dressed?
No, both. Scotty's a big dude. But the thing about Scotty, he was light on his feet. Like, what's that dude name from An 1 that passed away? Like, Escalade.
Okay.
Just twinkle toes out the ass.
Yo,
Because I'm only imagining a dance battle between you two now. I'm like, damn, okay, shit.
So he was twinkle toes out that, and he was an amazing bachata dancer.
I'm telling you, once you learn bachata, you got it though.
So, but he was getting all the bitches with that.
That's the secret. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Do you dance bachata?
Hell yeah, I could do bachata, merengue. The only thing I can't do is salsa. Oh. And then I'm not gonna lie to you. I tell the biggest lies in parties with bachata. I will, like, a bachata song play.
Yeah.
I will sit there and I will go to find me any Spanish girl and say, "Yo, can you teach me how to dance to this, so I can feel more comfortable?" And she'd be like, "Okay, papi, I got you." And then,
you guy.
and then hold on, we do the step. It starts with the basic, the hold hand steps.
Yeah.
But then she's like, "Oh, you're getting," and I was like, "I got it, yeah." And then I, pull her in, put the hand by the head, and then that's when I really started going. She's like, "Oh, you advanced quick," and I'm like, "Yeah, you a great teacher." And then
2 seconds later, she's the drawers are wet. So that's who Scotty was, but big personality. So you have he had glasses and everything. So you have these corny dudes in the hardcore hip hop clubs in New York City.
Yeah.
So we're sticking out like a sore thumb. And we were never the top tier guys bringing 100 people. We brought out a little bit, brought a little fan club, whatever. We started being friends and hanging out, all this other. We became super close. We were borderline a married couple, the arguments that we used to get into. And promoting was always boring to me because it was never my thing, but I did it because I made extra money out of it. And I enjoy the marketing side of it. So this is once again the universe lining things up together. So I'm at Taj and Katra working there, and Scotty one day asked one of the owners, "Can we intern for them?"
Oh, nice.
And the interning meaning working behind the scenes for the nightclub. So one of the owners was like, "Yeah, no problem. Why not? Answer some phones, whatever. Be there." I'm a scumbag, so I look at some Trojan horse shit. I can learn behind the scenes, huh? How this whole big ass company works, because they're a company. They own multiple clubs.
Yeah.
Now I can see how things work. That's in my head. Scotty's thinking the same thing too, but he's not as devilish as I am. So then,
as you're telling this story, I know you're an anime fan. By the way.
Yeah, of course.
You're into comic books and stuff like that. You're telling the story you sound like the old 1960s Marvel cartoons.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, okay.
So then everything is great, and then one day the journey of my wrestling promo, the journey started with this. They opened up a sports bar on the east side of New York.
Okay.
And I walk in one day and Survivor Series is on. Not Survivor Series. Is it Survivor? Yeah, Survivor Series is on. And the bar's empty. So I'm maybe 10 people there watching the Survivor Series on pay-per-view. And I'm pissed. This is when I first started watching wrestling again. And I was like, why is there nobody in here? You have the fucking Rock on TV and nobody's here? And they're in MSG? So, wheels start turning. I take the 6 train. At the time, I lived in Spanish Harlem. But people who don't listen to Spanish Harlem is the east side of
Harlem.
Of Harlem.
That's 103rd and stuff.
110th and 112th, all that other stuff. Up in, yeah, about that. So, I'm heading home. I see a ton of people coming on the train. They got belts, T-shirts on. And I asked these questions on purpose. I know where they're coming from. I was like, where are you guys coming from? Oh, we're coming from Madison Square Garden. We just saw a show, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, interesting. I get home. Wheels are still turning. Now, I Google New York City pay-per-view viewing parties. Because I remember seeing Super Bowl parties. Because remember, I worked at these nightclubs.
Yeah.
I interned for them. So I seen them set up Super Bowl parties. I seen them set up even soccer events. So people will come out and watch a sports event. So why won't they watch wrestling? Wheels are still turning. It's going crink, 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 crink in my head. I open my laptop up and I Google New York City viewing parties. Don't find anything. But I find one thing. I find the United New York wrestling fans. And I was like, who the hell are these guys? It's meetup.com. So those who don't know, meetup.com was the original Facebook group. So on meetup.com, you would join it, and they would have different groups you can join, like soccer groups, basketball groups, and it's basically about finding new friends.
Yeah.
And then you would go to places and hang out with them. So I joined meetup.com. I hit up the organizer for this New York wrestling group. His name is Jamerson Woodbury.
What the hell is with these names that you be having?
I'm sorry, Jay Merson?
Not Jameson, Jamerson. Yeah, that's his name. Great guy.
Woodbury, bro. What?
Great guy. So I was like, hey, would you guys be interested in coming to a viewing party for wrestling in a bar in Manhattan? He goes, yeah, we've gone to a few before. Jameson's a bigger dude. He's like 6'2", chunky, but has the highest pitch voice ever.
That's normal.
Sounds like a cartoon character.
That's normal.
So I was like, hey, meet up with me in Midtown. And then I asked my the owners, like, would you be down to do these viewing parties at your bar? Because this is a brand new sports bar. They don't have no events really going. Why not come down and do this? So they're like, yeah, we'll meet the guy too, whatever. The guy comes, and we all meet up. We all agree we're going to do this. And now this is where the promoting that I was doing before plays into this.
Got you.
So what I did was take everything I learned from promoting, guest lists, how to market the stuff, and also how to do online marketing. Because at this time, this is when the internet was slowly getting like super hot. We sound so old right now.
We sure do, but I'm loving this.
And there was this dude named Chris AC. He was one of the biggest promoters in New York City because he was one of the first people to like really use the internet. Because at the time, nobody was really using the internet the way that he was. He would put all his events on different websites. And he had such a huge following because of that. And I took his blueprint and did the same thing. We didn't do the December event. We did the Royal Rumble, and that was the first one. And this is like 9 years ago. So this is, what are we? 2012.
2012 Royal Rumble. That's the one. You said 2012.
Yeah.
Sheamus won that one.
Exactly. So we did that one, and this is the first one we ever did. Once again, all the marketing I did online, all that came together. We did 200. We had 225 reservations. The bar only fit 175. Packed house. So to go back, I had started promoting because I had nothing else better to do.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make some extra cash. But then I'm meeting people. I meet Scotty, becomes one of my closest friends ever. He asks the managers to intern, which then leads to me having a relationship with the managers. So they were easier to convince them for me to do the viewing parties because they know nothing about wrestling. So that relationship, it was relationships, being at the place at the right time, obviously, but also learning, taking what I learned from promoting and putting it into something else. Because everything in life connects. You take something from everything and you can do it with something else. So that was my promoting career when I first started. I wasn't the biggest promoter in New York City, but I had a little following and I knew how to work the internet. And I also looked the part when I would dress up and I was different from everybody else.
You stood out. You dress like a star.
Yeah, and then people would also think I worked there. People think I was a manager. But I wasn't. I was just another promoter.
Okay, that's smart though. You managed, like you said, you stand out. You going back to another wrestling analogy, you Ric Flaired it. You pretty much
lived the gimmick.
Yeah.
Which helped me get a job managing a Puerto Rican restaurant in Midtown. Nice. So yeah, that's what to answer my promoting career.
It's funny because I was gonna ask, have being a wrestling like watcher and fan, have you ever used anything to help you with your promoting career?
So one of the things no, it hasn't, but it's helped me with the podcast.
Okay.
So when I first started podcasting, so I have a speech impediment.
Okay.
I have a huge stuttering problem. You'll once in a while you'll catch it, but it's gotten better over the years. Like quick story, when I was in the third grade, my stutter was so bad that they thought I had an English, like I didn't know how to speak English well. And God rest her soul, Miss Sherman was an amazing teacher, but she didn't know any better. So she put me in this English second language class. So after lunch, the period after lunch, they would take me to this English second language class. 2 reasons why I went. One, it was the easiest class ever. I got straight A's in that second class. So why not?
There you go.
Number 2, the teacher was smoking hot.
You said third grade?
Yeah.
Yep.
Teacher was smoking hot. She was Italian, and what was the second thing? She was Italian and like Arabic.
Exotic.
Yeah.
Very.
Like gorgeous. I had the meanest crush on her. And quick story about that. My crush was amazing. I think I've told it on the podcast before, but I'll tell it on here as well. There was this kid named Jose in the class. He was always doing pranks and everything. So Jose pulls the seat from under me while I'm about to sit down. Funny thing he's doing, I fall down, and I go, oh! The teacher sees me, and all I see is her beautiful face and her luscious-sized titties rushing towards me. I'm a perv at this young, tender age of 8. Yeah. And she's running towards me, and I was like, this is your moment, Wilkins. So I start fake crying. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm going, ah! She grabs me. She hugs me. Rests my head on her bosoms. And I was in heaven. And as I'm fake crying, Jose's looking at me in total disgust. Because he knows I'm faking the shit out of this situation. But you know what? I'm loving it. And I'm on her bosoms. Slightly hairy arms. And I'm enjoying that moment. That was my first base moment at 8 years old.
All right.
And still a fan of titties. And that's yeah. Still a major fan of titties, and large nose women, black or non-black. I have a thing for that. Like,
yo,
I'm weird as fuck. Okay, this is mad personal.
Yo.
So for me, aggressive features on women is beautiful to me. Like Ariana Lennox. Ariana Lennox, the singer.
Yeah,
I think she's absolutely stunning. Like she has like.
I'm googling her right now.
I think she's absolutely stunning.
That's funny. I'm actually googling.
Yeah. So what are we talking about right now? I think I lost myself talking too much.
It's all right, because
I forgot the question. Like,
don't worry. He answered everything, and it's funny because he set up the segue to go into the Jabba Tears podcast, which is going to be my next question. So he already set it up.
Yeah.
He just gave us a filler episode, or a little filler in between. So
I know it started with you in an ESL class, but somehow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was in the ESL class. I was talking about. He asked me what I learned from wrestling. How's it helped me in like promoting and everything? And I told him it really helped me with the podcast.
Right.
So to go back to that, I was wondering how people spoke so well on podcasts, and it was always repetition. And repetition has helped me. It's also just constantly doing this. That's why I started doing coffee talk, so I can get better at speaking better.
I remember coffee talk.
I still do them once. Still do them once in a while. It was during the pandemic. I did a bunch of them.
Oh wait, coffee talk. Okay, coffee talk. I know that, but there was another podcast, another show you used to do, and it was you and a girl, and I think it was something with hot wings.
Yes, that was another show I started for. It was me and Haven. And I started doing shows because I wanted to put out more content, but I also wanted to get better at speaking on a podcast.
Gotcha.
Because somebody had told me once you do 1,000 reps of something, or 2,000 reps, I forgot exactly what amount it is, you become an expert. You become good at doing that. And it's funny because I've seen myself get better, but I know I have to get even better than that, which is getting my thoughts across in a shorter amount of span, but having people understand me, where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But also touching people to a way that they get a feeling out of it, because you want a reaction from people. No. You want people to feel something when they listen to you.
All right. I took improv class.
Yeah, and that's my next thing. I was gonna take improv class before the pandemic happened.
I took a boot camp.
That's fucking amazing.
And then oh, that let me get to my Cypher Sounds was my mentor.
Oh, you're amazing, bro.
So
what kind of life you living?
The thing about it was, he the one thing I learned in the class is when to do stuff like that, you have to know yourself first. So like my first week of improv class, I was quiet because like it was like there was a girl in my class who went to UCB, and there was 3 stand-up comedians in the class, and then 1 dude who writes books for a living. So I'm like the guy who just, I worked with kids. That was it.
Ari Lennox right here. Fucking gorgeous.
Oh, Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was who the hell? Ariana Lennox.
Yeah, because I couldn't find her. And I was like...
It's fucking gorgeous.
I see it.
Like, fucking gorgeous. Anyways.
And then, like...
That's what we're saying.
So, like...
I don't know why I was calling Ariana Lennox.
So, like...
Ariana Grande. That's why I was like, yo, it's good.
He was like, yo, the only way you're going to be able to improvise is if you know yourself and know how to play your own jokes. So, like, literally the next day, I wrote down a list of things I like anime, certain video games, all that. And then next week, we played, like, a game, and then, like, because, like, improv is mostly games.
Mm-hmm.
And telling stories using games. And then, like, the joke about it was, at some point, I just said, Hadouken. And then, like, he was like, I'm teaming up with you, because you into the shit that I'm into. And then, like, after a while... everything just got easier because, like, you give me a topic and I can run with it and use my nerd brain to work with it.
Mm-hmm.
So once you know yourself, it's easier to, like, talk and get.
And that was my next thing that I wanted to get into was to get into improv. But I also noticed that the better wrestlers they touched everybody through their speaking. It was never their in-ring ability.
It was the promos.
It was the promos. And it was, like you said, they know themselves. But it was consistent reps. And everybody that I kept, like, seeing and kept reading about, it was reps. So, like, I think I told you in pre-production here, if somebody asked me to be on a podcast, I'm like, yo, thank you so much, because this is ways to get reps in.
Same.
It's ways for me to get better at speaking and continuously doing. I had done this project a couple of weeks ago, and the lady comes up to me. She's like, yo, no, I'm sorry. The stylist comes up to me. She's like, yo, I've been on a lot of movie sets and a lot of sets, and people, like, I've seen really good people who are talented have so many fucking takes they have to go through. You're just like 1 or 2, maybe 3. But the reason why my coffee talks, I would mess up, and I would do it again until I got it right. But everything was always off the top of the head. So it's the consistent reps that you do at home on a podcast, and I guess you just get better and better at it. And I also have a friend. He's a speech. I don't know what's the word for it, like a speech specialist or something like that.
I got you.
Like speech counselor?
Yeah, something of that nature where he works or he helps with people do public speaking better and everything of that nature. So he'll throw me tips at there too. The one thing I was always been told, I'm easily coachable.
Okay, nice.
So that's the one thing. I think it just went off subject. My bad, guys.
No, don't worry about it. Because it's funny because, like I said, my next question will be and is, now let's get to how did the Jobber Tears podcast come about? Like, let's get to the podcast. Like,
okay.
Jobber Tears.
Okay, so Jobber Tears podcast
and the name
came from somewhere else. And this is the story behind that. So, once again, everything connects, correct?
Yeah.
Let's go back to me doing the viewing parties. I'm doing the viewing parties for about a year. And this dude comes to one of the viewing parties. And he's like, yo, I love what you're doing here. I love to be part of it. because he was a promoter, but he used to promote stuff on Uptown. And, you know, I was like, nah, I don't really know about this. This is my little baby, whatever. I don't know. So I kept continuing doing that. I would have up and downs and frustrations because I was doing it mostly by myself. And he came back again, like a couple months later. He's like, yeah, I really want to do this. I have a Facebook group that's growing, so we can work together. And we can, I have the Facebook group, you have the viewing parties, and we could do stuff together. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't feel like mentioning names.
Okay, yeah, I do know who you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we ended up working together. Working together, and then we became pretty cool too. And because my work is like family. People I end up working with, I end up being close with them. So everything starts going well, and we hit a stagnant point because I was helping him grow his Facebook brand. He's trying to make it bigger than just a Facebook group. So one day he talks to me. He's like, "Yo, this stuff it seems stagnant. I don't know what to do." I was like, I don't know what the fuck you want. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. And leave it alone. Then one day, my boy from Club Monaco. Remember I told you I was in retail for such a long time? Mm-hmm. Once again, everything connects. I worked with him at Club Monaco. And he hit me up to be a guest on his podcast. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I was like, what kind of podcast? He's like, it's a wrestling podcast. He's like, I know you do the wrestling viewing parties. I would love to you come on the podcast and, you talk it up. It's my boy Alex. He has a podcast called Eye Pokes and Head Chokes. The names.
It's the names. Yo.
Eye Pokes and Head Chokes. It's pretty catchy, in my opinion. And go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to be the one to say it, but that sounds just a little bit dirty.
It's dirty as hell, but it caught you, didn't it? It caught you.
It is. It makes sense.
I mean, I probably won't forget it for the rest of the evening. Like,
no, you won't. So I go on the podcast, and then once again, everything connects in life. I was supposed to do, because remember, my boy, my old business partner at this point, not yet, but he comes to me. He's like, "Yo, we want to do something." So I think about doing a documentary, like a wrestling documentary of independent wrestlers. Still on the table of doing that, but kind of Vice did it already. But I'm gonna do my own one day. And I hit up a friend who used to help me manage my workout boot camps. Everything connects. She's like, I have a videographer for you who you can use to do your documentary. That person was Leo. So we'll get to Leo. We'll talk about Leo in a second. Dwayne, you know who Leo is.
Yeah.
So once again, everything connects. This is my fitness. At this time, I'm a personal trainer, which also connects to, she knows me from nightlife.
Okay.
Everything's connecting, and this bridges to my nightlife, bridges to the viewing parties, which going to lead to the podcast.
You know, you're a power networker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I think I'm so awkward.
The thing about it is like, you know how you're saying everything connects? That's like, you're literally creating a super network.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's what happened. How did I meet Tahiri?
Like, you're a circuit board of just connections.
And the thing, I'm so awkward. I'm such a weirdo too.
But I think that's what makes you memorable, and what makes people, because they're like, oh, look at this guy,
Yeah.
It worked. Like, and it's funny because this is one thing I love about doing on the shows, when people tell their stories, and it's like you do things stand out. Like, some people are so used to certain things that you probably switch it up. You know what I mean? Like, you're like a different demeanor. Like, okay, like if you used to stand, like you're the guy, like if you used to just stand there in a corner, OD quiet, nobody would talk to you. But the moment, or probably be afraid to talk to you. But the moment you talk, they're like, oh,
yeah,
this guy's cool.
So,
like,
thanks.
That's the best way to break it down.
Nah, I appreciate it. So, Leo was supposed to do a documentary for me, and we had talked about pricing, whatever. It never really went through because it kind of fell through. But I had like recruited things. It's still something I want to do. So I hit up Leo, and I was like, "Yo, I need some content for my IG. Do you want to come with me as I do this podcast and like you take pictures and video and like I'll pay you in like food. And then Leo was like, yeah, why not? So I do the podcast. And Leo is there. I had so much fun doing it because we're talking about wrestling. And I fucking watch wrestling all the time. I get to say my opinion. And at the time, I wasn't watching New Japan Wrestling, but I was able to still able to jump into the conversation with them. And we leave, great time. They actually asked me back for a second episode. And then I'm at dinner with Leo. And Leo's like, yo, man, I literally think that you should do your own podcast. We could do a podcast together. And I was like, Leo, shut the fuck up. I don't have time for that shit. I have way too much on my plate. I can't possibly start a podcast. He's like, nah, you should do it. You should really do it. Like, I have all the equipment. We can just do it. I said, where the fuck are we going to do a podcast at? Where, Leo? Where? He's like, all right, whatever. So then, at the time, I was living in Jersey City, and I was a huge podcast fan. This is like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm listening to the Joe Budden's podcast, Brilliant Idiots.
I knew it.
And on and off, I'm listening to Sam Roberts and Peter Rosenberg's podcast. But those were like the only poppin' podcasts that were out at the time.
Wait, Peter Rosenberg, you was listening to both Juan Ep and
No, it was Cheap Heat.
Cheap Heat? Oh.
I was listening to Cheap Heat, but I was mostly listening to Sam Roberts stuff. Okay. And enjoying my shit, whatever. Nothing too crazy. And Everyday Struggle came out around this time. And I was like, yo, this is some pretty cool shit, whatever. And I'm watching ESPN, and they're doing like a rerun of like First Take. And I was like, oh, maybe I might do something here. Because I wanted like a back and forth like type of podcast, like a debate show type of thing, and with a moderator in the middle. So the dude I was working with on the viewing parties, I go to him. I was like, yo, listen, let's start a podcast. And the blueprint was already done by Joe Budden's and like Brilliant Idiots. Video content and audio. Just drop those. So he's like, I don't know. I don't want to be on camera. I don't know about that. And I was like, nah, let's do it. This is the way we build content. You already have a YouTube page. Let's get some content on the YouTube page. Let's just start building content and building the brand, making it big. Because at the time, I'm like his partner in crime. And he's like, all right, whatever. But who's gonna video this stuff? Leo will do it. So I put on something on Facebook. I'm just like, yo, I'm looking for a female host to join a podcast. Would you be down? And Janelle was like, why didn't you hit me up about this? I was like, because me and her Janelle are best friends, but I was like, I thought you were busy. And so then Janelle joins. So it's us three doing it, and we start doing it, and this is where my brother comes in. Everything connects. The dude goes on vacation to Puerto Rico, and my brother jumps in on an episode. So originally the plan was when me and Dude started doing the podcast together, he was supposed to debate me and Janelle be the moderator. But then he was like, nah, I don't want to debate. I want to be the moderator. And I kind of was like, all right, I guess, whatever, because I didn't want to debate Janelle. But Janelle was really good at what she does already, so she just jumped into that. She didn't want to do it either. We didn't feel like it was right, but we decided to do it anyways. And when he goes to Puerto Rico to go on vacation, so my brother fills in, Janelle moves back to that moderator role. And my brother is right across from me. Chemistry was fucking perfect.
That is one thing that is true about your, like, and it's funny because I talk to your brother and I tell him all the time, I was like, what makes your podcast work is y'all dynamic, because y'all sometimes have such different opinions that it works and it's entertaining, but then like there's little nuances of that when you guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
Because like your brother's also like into anime and nerd stuff. So like when y'all make a reference and then you hear Janelle's confusion and you're like, yo, y'all be on like a simple page. Even like there was a couple episodes back, a few months ago, y'all made a Sting reference.
Yeah.
And then you was arguing about how when Sting came back, and it was like, so what's the point of it? It's like Sting changes the atmosphere because of his entrance with the snow and stuff. And then like I started, because at first I was like, what do you mean he changed it? And then when you said it and it started laughing, I was like, oh shit, because he gets snow coming down in his entrance. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, and it's like, even y'all little back and forth, because like y'all play off each other in a way where it's like, all right, like you get high strung and passionate, and your brother's like, come on, man, really? Why you gotta be that intense for? It's like,
Yeah.
and it just be funny because like he'll be chill, and then you'll be loud, and then they'll be like, this is like,
yeah, and that's what it is. But he fucked up by letting us be together. But at what episode?
Yeah.
So then things started going left. We're doing a podcast with him.
Okay.
Like completely left. It was legit creative differences off the ass. Like it was not working out. So then he was just like, I don't want to do the podcast with you anymore. I'm done.
Damn. And then that's how. Okay.
So then I ain't gonna lie, my feelings were kind of hurt. It was like kind of getting dumped. I ain't gonna hold, like, I feel like he like fired me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I bet I'm gonna do my own shit. Cause I have this weird problem with like rejection and trauma. I fucking love it. It's fucking horrible. It's toxic as fuck. But it's like I had to prove something. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do my own thing. So I called Janelle, my brother up, and I called Leo up. I was like, we're doing a podcast. We go to Legends. Legends is the bar that we do the viewing parties at this point. And we sit there for about an hour looking for names. Going through the list. And it's crazy because at this point, this is 3 years ago, every cool name was taken. We're like, what the fuck? So then Janelle mentioned something. He's like, you know, what about Tears or something with Tears? And I was like, yeah, because we had this old friend that we had named Larry that we used to go on like different Facebook groups and just troll. And then he'd be like, I'm collecting some tears today. I'm collecting like Eagle tears. I'm collecting like Steve Austin fan tears or Undertaker fan tears. And then we thought of like adding Jobber to it because I was like the only name not taken. So it came Jobber Tears. But then the bigger meaning behind it was that none of us are superstars. So we're like jobbers. And then we're doing a show complaining about wrestling, Jobber Tears.
Oh, shit.
So then we have the show Jobber Tears Podcast. And for some reason it stuck out. Because like people were like, what does that mean? Like people who didn't know wrestling or did know wrestling was like, what does that mean? And we started doing it. Then we started doing the viewing parties by ourselves as well.
Okay.
But also, the one thing, this goes back to networking, I think you mentioned it earlier. I don't want to go too much into the messy shit, but when me and him stopped doing the podcast together, it led to like a division with us doing the viewing parties.
I remember.
Because it was two brands under one roof.
I remember. And the funny thing is, Joe, who's not here with us, he would ask me like, yo, what happened with that? Because I was like, I don't know. And the thing about it was, I forgot what event it was. I think it was a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then like there was two, because I was listening to both podcasts at the time. And then Joe had asked, yo, which ones are you going to run with? And I sat there and I was like, I'm going to run with the black folks on this one. Because we got
So I don't want to get too much into it because me and him kind of like buried the hatchet.
Yeah.
But basically what it was I wanted to do one thing. He wanted to do another. We got into a huge argument. And I ain't going to lie. I'm sometimes hard to deal with because I'm very passionate about shit.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work. Now, we were doing the viewing parties together. And his stance on shit was that I was bringing people in that he didn't like to like come to the viewing parties. And I was like, listen, we're doing a separate party that's not going to involve the party that we do together. It's gonna be like an after party. He's like, no, I don't want them here at all. So basically, it's like this. Let's say, for instance, all three of us live in an apartment, right?
Yeah.
And I got a homeboy named Rodney, and I'm just like, yo, Rodney's coming over, but he's not gonna be here if you guys are here. You guys are gonna be out, so by the time you guys get back, Rodney won't be here.
Okay.
But he felt that you still bringing Rodney to our crib.
Okay, I got you.
That was his opinion on it, but I was like, nigga, no. That doesn't work that way. So he was so pissed off about it. He's like, you know what? I'll do something else, blah, blah, blah. And long story short, he went to the owners. And I'll just say it on this podcast. I like you guys. He went to the owners. He was like, you got to pick between me or Wilkins. Not the owners, the GM, the general manager. But the thing that he didn't know was that me and the general manager were super close. Because I'm the one that handled the contracts. I'm the one that went down there every week to like talk to her, and we became like friends. Like she'll tell me about stuff that she's going through. I'll talk about her stuff that you'll go through. I'll just pop in sometimes. We'll just hang out and just talk. Nothing sexual, just a straight friendship.
No, I got it.
Some people might just think that. So she was just like, she called me. She's like, you guys got to figure this out. You guys are working together. Like, what are you guys gonna do? And I was like, listen, it's up to him. The ball's in his court because I don't want to break up anything that we have going on. But it was already weird. But I knew something was going to happen because people started coming and asking for jobber tiers.
Okay.
And it's nothing. It's not a slight towards him, but it's like, oh, he in his head, he's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I just started this brand. So that's something that, you know what I mean? He didn't have a major issue with it, but it was just like, oh, you're making moves. So, and then we started our own podcast and we stayed consistent with it.
Yeah.
So then he decides to go down the block, which was wild to me.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it because it was like WCW versus WWE type of shit. But then it was like, what the fuck? And I was kind of annoyed by it. But at the same time, he was doing what he had to do. The only thing I was mad about was that he told the manager, like, you got to pick between me or Wilkins. And the manager was like, I'm not picking. She was like, and then she told me, like, in like, she was like, yo, I'd rather pick you because you're not trying to stick me up. You're not giving me an ultimatum. So, but it was the best thing that ever happened to us, though. Because now we have our home for ourselves.
Yeah. And
we were able to build, and then me and him later end up speaking because we were super fucking close, but it was on some like division type of shit, and it was okay because it taught me a lesson that sometimes not everything is forever, and sometimes you're gonna grow out of the nest that you're in or who you're working with. There's better ways of going about things, but one thing that goes back again is networking. Me building relationships with the general manager of Legends, we became really cool. But it was just on some genuine shit. Because she was a huge anime fan. She loved fucking Final Fantasy VII.
See, that's where
Sephiroth was her favorite character and shit. She dyed her hair like Sephiroth for Final Fantasy VII. So it just worked, and we're just cool people. But anyways, what was the question originally? With the podcast. It was the podcast. So then we start doing the podcast, and it went a lot better than like
y'all expected.
No, I expected it to go well.
Okay, they expected.
Then they expected. My brother was just like, I'm just gonna do something just to do something. And Janelle was like, listen, you're my best friend. I'll support you, whatever. But I already had my marketing plan behind it. How we're gonna roll out the first episode. How we're gonna promote things. What I wanted to do originally with that other brand, but I didn't have real creative control over it. This is what I was gonna do, and this is how I was gonna move about things, and do things. Because I was watching how Charlemagne did his thing. I was watching how Joe Buttons did their thing, and I was understanding how social media worked. So then we made Instagram our home, and then we started to made a Facebook group too. So, but I took everything I learned from what I was doing with Homeboy, and what I learned from other things to bring it to my own type of brand. If that makes any sense.
No, I got it. You You took what works and then you built your own like.
Yeah.
pieces. Okay.
Yeah. So I just kept doing that, and then Leo was doing our video stuff, and then was doing our audio, and then I wanted to step it up one day, and I emailed. I'll always say this story over and over again. I emailed Joe Budden's manager one day, and he replied.
Nice.
I didn't ask him for it. I was like, hey, I got this podcast. Can you listen to it and tell me what you think about it? He emails me like 4 hours later, 5 hours. He's like, I listened to it, but I couldn't listen to it that well because the audio wasn't that great. You need to get better audio. So we ended up moving to a legit studio called Gotham Podcast Studio, which is fucking amazing, and reasonable prices and everything. So we stopped using Leo. Leo was still family, but it was like, Leo, you need to get your shit together because he had a lot of shit going on. He just had a kid. He had like a lot of problems going on. And I was like, yo, Leo, get your life together. We don't need you right now. You're still family, but Gotham is going to be what we're going to use. They did our video work and our audio stuff. So that's what the podcast is at right now.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
My bad, guys.
Nah,
I think I was mad long-winded.
It's fine. Don't
Nah,
worry.
it's fine. Trust me.
Trust me. The stories are entertaining, so it works.
Okay.
So, like, all right. One thing about the Job and Tears podcast that I notice is how. Actually, before we get to that, let me ask him a question.
Yeah.
You've been to a live wrestling show for the first time, and your first wrestling party, that was the one where you met him at.
Yeah.
How did you feel going to that? I'm asking you, Isa. Ice.
I know we're making eye contact.
Yeah.
I
know, but they don't know that. So.
All right. So you're asking how I felt about both ones individually, or just how I felt about the entire experience as a whole?
Individually, and then
Alright.
like as a whole.
The wrestling show that I went to,
Battle Club Pro.
Battle Club Pro, right? We did that. I think it was like back over in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I really did have a lot of fun at that one. It was really good, actually, like being at a live wrestling event
Yeah.
because I'm not that much of a wrestling fan. I was when I was a kid. I think around the end of the Attitude Era is really when
Understandable.
I just dropped off of watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I actually met Doogie here that I've actually been exposed to as much wrestling stuff that I've been exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So I very, 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 very lightly follow it. I peek back in every now and again. It's mostly this guy's fault.
Yeah.
So that's why I was at the wrestling event because he invited me. I said, "Yo, man, want to go?" I said, "I'm not doing nothing today. Why not? Let's go." So I really did have a lot of fun at that place. Scared as hell when they crashed into us and everything like that, but that was funny though.
Yeah. What's her? I forgot. Havoc crashed into us.
Oh, okay.
And
I saw it coming somehow. Like I don't know. I sensed. I said, I should move, and I just got up and just moved.
never warned none of us. Just booked it and went his own way. And then, all right. So, and then your experience at
very recently, just a couple weeks ago. Now we went to the viewing party for the AEW event, and it's like. Of course it's a different event, different experience, but the atmosphere was somewhat the same as well because even though we're in a bar, even though I'm watching it on the TV, being around the many fans that I was around kind of made you feel like you were actually there. You know, it kind of felt like you were in the stands indirectly, but that feeling, that electricity, you still feel it.
Which is why I had him. This is why I wanted to make sure he was here for this.
Yeah.
Because I've said this before. It's like, yo, going to your viewing party is like actually going to a wrestling event with the commentary.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's like that was the whole point. It's like giving people that who can't afford to go to a show or just don't want to be home by themselves watching it, that experience and everything. That's the whole point. That's why I always try to walk around, make sure everybody's okay, everybody's chilling, everybody's doing well and everything. And that's why people come back, people do it. It's not about the money, it's about just giving people giving our niche a fucking experience. Yeah. And it's been something that I've been doing like January make it 10 years.
Nice.
10 years that I've been doing these things and ups and downs, multiple bars. Legend has been the longest place that we've been at. Legend has held us down. I remember, so the thing about owners of bars, they never give wrestling enough credit until they see what it does. because they don't understand how many people love wrestling. I have spoken to a Rock Nation executive trying to sell them to get involved in wrestling. They looked at me like I was fucking stupid. And
just invite them to a viewing party.
yeah, and they were like, "What? Like, nah, like, okay," but not understanding the billions and billions of dollars that wrestling makes in general. And it was funny because I borderline teared up when Bad Bunny was on The Shop. So anybody that's listening, The Shop is a show with LeBron James and his best friend, also like executive, named Maverick Carter. And they interview like different stars, whatever. And on this episode was Jay-Z and Bad Bunny. And this was Bad Bunny right after he did his WrestleMania match,
Which was dope.
So such a good match. And he was just like, "Yo, wrestling is legit. Wrestling is hard as fuck, and it's nothing. There's nothing fake about it." And Jay-Z put over WrestleMania heavy because he was just like, "Yo, WrestleMania is bigger than the Super Bowl."
Facts.
And I was so, because you don't understand, like, I've tried so hard over the past couple of years to like get projects over with different companies, talk to them about it, and they'll be like, "Nah, I'm good. Because they just see wrestling as the Hulk Hogan, or like, people still watch wrestling? Yes, people still watch wrestling. The mere fact that USA and Fox gave WWE such the major bag, says how big wrestling is and the marketing dollars that goes behind wrestling. But anyways, what are we talking about?
But we was talking about the viewing parties and
Yeah.
the experience. But like, okay, so with what you want to do now with stuff like Bad Bunny, like you got to show them clips of that, like Bad Bunny,
and
Shaq.
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to have and do. Maybe things will happen. Just pray for me.
Yeah, man.
Just pray that I can get these off the ground.
Another thing about your show is and this is funny, not funny, but it's beautiful, and it's super empowering of the black wrestling community and black independent wrestlers and black wrestlers, because your show, I've discovered wrestlers that I'm like super fans of.
Yeah.
So Faye Jackson, I remember the first time I saw her, BCW.
Yeah.
My favorite indie wrestler right now, Darius Carter. Like, I know he wants us to boo, but I'm like the guy who's always in the crowd going, "Yeah, yeah, they can hate, they can boo you, but don't worry, you got one supporter in the crowd." Like, and it's like even it's funny because he was called Pineapple Pete in AEW. Sugar, yeah. Like, I remember seeing him, and then I think he was in a triple threat with some gothic vampire dude at the time. What you call it? The Hitman.
Yeah. Grim.
Grim. And I remember because like I remember the first time I saw Grim, and I was like, "Yo, they need to get this guy.
Yeah.
He's dope." Then I heard him talk, and I was like, "He needs a manager." But listen.
No. You're right. You know what's funny? We got shit for that. For saying, like, Janelle usually signs off the show and says Black Excellence, and people be like, "Yo, why do you guys do that? What are you guys trying to accomplish? Why do you guys such pro black? Blah 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 blah." Like,
because you're black, and on top of that, it's like we don't get enough credit in the wrestling world. Like,
and it used to bother us. Like, yo, what's the issue with that? We're not even like isolating other races or anything, that we have them on the show. We had fucking Brad Shepard, the most hated motherfucker on the internet, on our show, and we got a lot of shit. Well, in the beginning, we got a lot of shit for that. Like, oh, like, why are you guys talking about it? And obviously, we don't talk to these people anymore, but it was people that were close to us that were telling us that shit.
My thing is, you're doing something right is if there's people being disturbed about it.
Yeah, they were like butthurt, and it wasn't like it was so butthurt about it, but one of the things that we learned, and we took it as not like a shot, but as advice, was when Joaquin Morales, the owner of Battle Club Pro, he came on one of our first 10 episodes, and he was just like, "Yo, WWE is great." This is before AEW was around, but you guys got to talk about the independent scene because nobody talks about them. And for people who are listening, the independent scene is like underground rap. Think underground rap. think before Drake got signed and he was doing comeback season. Think when J. Cole was putting out the mixtapes where people knew who they were, but they didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
And that's what the independent scene is about. And the independent scene is even extra, like, the spotlight's extra small when it comes to the black independent wrestlers. Because they aren't talked about. They aren't shown enough love. I mean, now it's changing a little bit in the past couple of years because there's a lot more black wrestling podcasts coming out. Shout out to Black Wrestling Podcast, who that actually is their name, Black Wrestling Podcast. They just released their top 50 black wrestlers of the past year from May 2020 to May 2021, and it was an amazing list. Shout outs to them. And it had independent wrestlers and like sign wrestlers like AEW and WWE. I had posted on the Instagram page of Jobber Tier, so check it out. And it's needed because representation matters and everything.
Is needed because I bet half the people listening didn't know that there were 50 black wrestlers between last year and this year.
Exactly.
Okay, one of the craziest episodes I've heard on your show. I forgot his name. He's, I think, a member of Prolific.
Yeah.
And then the quote unquote infamous line from that episode was, "Just go there and do hot nigga shit."
So that line is basically what promoters say to black wrestlers to do who are athletic. Go in the room and do some hot nigga shit. And that's a real thing. Promoters really say that shit because you have to understand, wrestling is middle America, backwoods, circus shit. That's where wrestling is from. Wrestling was in the circus. It was an attraction, some carny, like you said, carny shit. And that's where it stems from. And then you're talking about middle America, the backwoods, like hillbilly type of shit.
Like, yeah, we gonna see some good old wrestling.
Right. Good old wrestling now. Nah. And you have to understand, a lot of them is white. Wrestling is from racist shit. That's what it is. It's stems from racist ass shit. Racist ass people running companies and everything. It's slowly changing, but that's wrestling is a really borderline perfect reflection of America in a sad way. It's our thoughts about us as a society. Because the Attitude Era, if you really look at the Attitude Era, that was America at the time. Wild ass shit in the 90s and early 2000s. Y'all remember Jerry Springer. Y'all remember Maury. Yeah. Y'all remember stuff that we were watching on TV. At the time, there was South Park was heavy. You know what I mean? Like, it was the rebel era. And you look back at wrestling, people, and sometimes wrestling can be a little off when it comes to the pop culture references, but it's a reflection of what's currently going on.
Oh my God! Now that you think about it, the Ruthless Aggression era was technically Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah,
and that was a time where we was at like heavy war at the time too.
Yeah, it's a reflection of what's currently going on in the world. Now we look back now, where black wrestlers are getting more frontline and everything, and then you're seeing black people in general getting more frontlined. I mean, not in the best way always all the time, but they're getting more. And then you watch AEW, they had a transgender champion. Sonny Kiss is, I mean, they're not getting 100%. I have my issues with AEW, but they're doing something. And that's the thing about wrestling. It is that carny, racist, backwoods origin, per se. Because every black wrestler from back in the day got a racist story. But yeah, it's the history of wrestling is a beautiful thing, but an ugly thing at the same time, just like this country.
Okay, like what you call that? The fact that you guys highlight black wrestlers is awesome to me because, okay, so like Sugar Duncan?
Yeah.
So
Suge.
Okay, so he went on Talk is Jericho.
Yeah.
And the name he kept dropping, Marcus Marquis. That's the name I heard y'all say first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's been dropping that OD hard. like a lot of the wrestlers that y'all like, Big Swole. Before y'all had Big Swole before she was in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's bonkers to me. Tasha Steelz, like y'all interviewed Tasha Steelz before I heard actually Bully Ray say, yo, Bully Ray blacked on Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
He literally blacked on the owner of the Ring of Honor. So like, you guys are fucking dumb because you need to sign her now before someone else gets her. And then she ended up in Impact. Like, and the funny thing is, I wanted to tell her that too. It's like, yo, I followed you and I agreed with Bully Ray. Like, and which is gonna lead into some more stories. Like, Faye Jackson, you guys had her on. I've seen her, and then I remember meeting her and tagging her like, yo, dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once again, Darius Carter is literally like, it's funny thing is because if you look at him, you're like, he seems like somebody's pops, but he can whoop your ass.
Yeah.
But he's entertaining from the entrance, his theme music, to his entrance with the mask and everything. And I didn't even know his tag father was the All Father, because once he said that, I was like, yo, you got it, bro. Mm-hmm. So like, you guys put out a lot of black wrestlers I've never known of and I love.
Well, there's so many out there that doesn't get the love. What's funny is I used to date this girl who was big on that, who's loved the independent scene.
Yeah.
And she used to put me on a couple of more and everything. You start knowing that there's a ton of black wrestlers. But one of the biggest things, the reason why we've been able to do it, was our relationships with the Northeast companies, which is Bree Combination Wrestling, ran by Anthony Cole. And, of course, our favorite one, which is one we're doing business with lately, Battle Club Pro, run by Joaquin Morales, which is you're meeting these people before they get big. Like, I have an interview with Austin Theory.
Yes, you did.
I have an interview with Austin Theory. So people who are listening who probably was like, who are these people? Just picture me getting an interview with a rapper before he makes it big. A singer before they make it big. LeBron before he becomes the number one draft pick. It's getting these people before they hit the mainstream and everybody knows who they are. But then it's even harder to like really highlight these people because they don't get highlighted at all. Like black wrestlers at all. I remember Shad Gaspar. We interviewed him and we met him at WrestleCade a month after. And he was like, yo, this is some real shit. He's like, yo, forget these white boys. Interviewing these white boys. Just forget them. They get interviewed all the time. Interview black wrestlers. They're the ones you need to go to. And we've been trying to get them on and give them their flowers. Like I have this we did D'Lo. Yeah. D'Lo Brown. You probably remember D'Lo Brown if you remember from the Attitude Era.
I remember
Nation Domination. We had him on. We gave him his flowers because he deserved it. We had Jazz on. Give her flowers. I
remember Jazz too.
Yeah, it's these people who don't get the flowers in the mainstream because they don't get that level, but they're such important parts to that era of wrestling that they were popular in, if you know what I mean. And you have to give people flowers before they go away. And that's the whole point of the show, is giving our black heroes their flowers because the rest of the world won't give it to them. If you know what I mean? And that's why we keep going and we keep doing what we're doing, because we enjoy it. Like we have Jobber Slam coming up.
Which is what I was about to get into next.
Yeah, we have Jobber Slam coming up, and it's predominantly a black card. The main event is 2 black women wrestling. So we had to cut down the card because it's still post-COVID, so it's not going to be as big as we want it to be, but it's still going to be a show that we're going to showcase majority black talent because they need love. And it's not against anybody else. It's just that these people don't get enough showtime, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So we're having them on the show. We're gonna do some cool stuff. I was supposed to wrestle, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen because my opponent's stuck in on the other side of the pond, if you know what I mean. because of COVID, but it is what it is, and I just believe that my time will come. As you can see, but me talking on this podcast, everything happens at a particular time and why it happens, and it's gonna happen, whatever. But yeah, like we try to showcase black talent because they deserve it.
And I thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
I personally thank you for that. Cause
What's funny, we don't think nobody listens to our shit.
huh?
That's the funny thing. We don't think nobody listens to what when we say stuff. But people have told us, like what you said, that they found talent because of us. They discovered different types of talent because of us.
Yeah, man. That's how it is. Like honestly, like okay, like Impact. I don't watch Impact like that, but I check highlights because mad black wrestlers on there.
Mad black wrestlers.
Like Kira Hogan, Tasha Steelz.
Yeah.
Well, I still think her finisher should be called the Steel Cutter, but I'm gonna. But then like Willie Mack.
Love Willie Mack.
Willie
man.
Mack, bro.
Love Willie Mack.
I'll never forget
bro.
the first. I saw Willie Mack and I'm like, yo, this guy right here.
Country bumpkin looking motherfucker.
Yo, athletic as hell.
Like one of the top wrestlers right now that's underrated.
Yeah.
Like Willie Mack looks like your homie from next door. Little chunky black dude, little fro, and you're like, he ain't do nothing, but dude can go. Like, I don't think he gets enough love, bro. Like, I don't think he gets enough love.
Like you guys are Big Swole wore one of y'all shirts in an AEW piece.
Yeah.
And that's dope.
And you know what's funny? It's not like we just gave her shirt because we wanted to show her love.
Yeah.
It's, I don't like talking to people, but Janelle likes talking to people. So she developed a relationship with Big Swole, and it was just natural. And we gave her a shirt. She wore it on the piece. We were like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like for people who are listening, it's like, let's say you get your shirt on Megan Thee Stallion, and she's in one of her music videos wearing your shirt. Like this is Megan Thee Stallion just coming up with when she had her first mixtape out and rapping, and then like she gets signed to Rock Nation. She has your T-shirt. And that's how we felt. And you know, it's great because we're seeing it grow. And finally, like my brother and like Janelle are all in, because at first, and you have to understand,
what you did there.
Yeah, because you have to understand, like I saw something in all three of us, but they didn't see it yet. I remember, I go back, we were at Taj. My fucking drunk ex-girlfriend was making a fucking scene at my birthday party at Taj. Like that night I got arrested actually.
That's where it's supposed to happen at.
Happy birthday.
Exactly.
No, I got arrested because she called the cops on me and lied. It's a different conversation.
Yeah.
It was a horrible night, but that night it was like right before we filmed the pilot episode, and I told them, I was like, yo, listen, we got something here. And they're like, what? My brother's pissy drunk, and I was like, whatever. And I was like, nah, we got something here. And then now we look back 3 years later, she's like, yeah, I see what you were saying, because I wanted to do something special, and I understood we were doing something special. And I remember when somebody walked into one of our viewing parties, he never been there before. He's like, yo, this is like the Wakanda of like black wrestling fans. Like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, welcome.
Bro, like
Black wrestler Mecca.
Yeah. And you know, you see all races there, but then it's like the smaller viewing parties, it's just like straight brothers and sisters.
yes. And that's why I love going, especially when it's one of the big four.
Oh, man, like I'm telling you this right now, whoever's listening to this and you're a wrestling fan, if you're in New York City, when SummerSlam comes around,
oh, I'm in there.
we're gonna have, if God willing, as I always say that because something feels like something always pops up, but there's going to be so many black podcasters in the building for that. So if you're trying to network and meet different people, you got to come to SummerSlam. And we're going to show the Pacquiao fight too, if you like boxing.
Is that the same day?
Yeah, it's the same day. It's a Saturday. SummerSlam's a Saturday this year.
Oh, I'm in there.
SummerSlam's is a Saturday this year, and
It's gonna be a wild night too, because I'm supposed to be coming back from South Carolina.
yeah. So I will have liquor on deck, some champagne bottles. Let's see if I can get a special one. If we can sell champagne bottles. But yeah, man. That's the combo with the podcast and everything.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yo, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on all forms of social media. SIR_Wilkins. I've been very active on Twitter. I told you before you should get active on Twitter. It's kind of Twitter's different.
You think it's the best way to promote this show?
It's a tool, but you got to get active on there.
Okay.
It takes a while. So I'll tell you a quick story. So we did a WrestleMania viewing party, and it was the one when WrestleMania was in New York. Mm-hmm. No, Jersey. I'm sorry, New Jersey, New York, whatever.
35?
The one that was like 3 years ago.
Where Becky won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And Kofi was in there. Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
So.
Black excellence.
Yeah, and I never really used Twitter before. I was never really active on Twitter, and I had started posting about the viewing party on Twitter. But we had Al Snow host it, and Al Snow kept retweeting our stuff, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I kept getting constant reservations from Al Snow retweeting our shit because they were like, "I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter." When they would call in for the reservations. Then just recently, I was dating this chick, and she was like, "You need to get on Twitter more. You need to be more active on there." Because I was active on Instagram. My Instagram actually is like at a good spot. I finally got up to like 11,000 on my main page.
That's what's up.
And I'm trying to get the Jobber Tears page. So I was active on Instagram and Facebook. But me and Shorty, when we were dating, she was like, "You need to get active on Twitter." I was like, "I don't know," but she's like, "Nah, you need to get," because she was active on Twitter. And I started getting more active on Twitter, and it started really helping the Jobber Tears brand. Because what Twitter is, it's instant. You interact right away. You're having a conversation with some person right away. And like if they like your shit, you know who liked your shit right away. And you can have stuff that go viral that helps your brand. It can be the most simplest shit. I've had stuff that go viral. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? But it's only for the moment. Twitter's only for the moment.
Got you.
But I think every brand should be active on Twitter. And that's just something I learned over the years. I think all three social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you should be active on all three. In order of what you guys are trying to do, I think it should be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. In that order.
Got you.
Saying different stuff. And the thing about it, there's something I learned from Gary Vee. Whatever clips you put on Facebook and Instagram, you can put on Twitter.
Yeah, that's smart. I gotta start doing that.
You can do it at the same time. I mean, it gets a little annoying at the time, but it's helped. But like I've finally got like close to 2,000 followers on Twitter. Twitter takes a while to build up your following though. Your shit can go fucking viral as fuck, and only maybe 20 people will follow you from that viral thing.
Damn.
But your stuff will get in front of people. People that don't even, because people will watch your shit and not tell you.
True.
Remember that. Remember people who are listening to you, who are building brands. People watch shit and you not know they're watching your shit or listening to your stuff. So always put out content. And that's what I've learned over the years. Like, it doesn't matter. Let's say you only have 300 views on something or 100 views. You don't know who those 100 views are from. You really don't know. I've been told people from WWE and AEW have seen my stuff. But I don't know who they are. I wouldn't even know until somebody told me. But I always believe, like, you can get zero. I believe in this saying. It doesn't matter if I get 0 likes, but I'm promoting my business. Because somebody's going to be looking. People are haters. So people are going to watch anyways.
Gotcha.
But that was a little tidbit. Whatever.
Oh, I'm loving it. And everyone can find you on all platforms at
Sir Wilkins, SIR_Wilkins on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well. Also, you can follow the Jobber Tears podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Copy. Ice, you gonna tell them where they can find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Ice Raheem.
Ice Raheem.
Do I still have music on there? No, I'm still just have Ice Raheem. And yeah, once again, just look forward to upcoming content coming from myself as far as my music is regarded.
Got you. This your boy Doogie Franchise. You know how to find me on IG, and I'm also on Twitter too, at DOO. That's 2 O's. GIFRANCHISE. That's me, Doogie Franchise. And you can follow us at It's Show Off Season, spelled regular. You know, It's Show Off Season. And you gonna sing us out? You gonna bust a song down?
Yeah, I can bust a song down real
You
quick.
gonna hit them with the pretty ass voice? All right. You know what song you gonna do? Look, we're gonna stick with pretty ass voice. It's gonna work. You're gonna sing. He's about to agree with you.
Oh my god. Like, I would have had like some kind of like wrestling appropriate song prepared, but honestly, I just don't know any. So
just sing.
this is just gonna be this is just some song that I was just listening to earlier. That's all. Give you all of my attention. It's straight shots, no champagne sipping tonight. At Netflix to this massage. Better yet, turn that shit off. 'Cause I love to hear you cussing at me. Like, ooh, shit, baby, too deep. You never felt this feeling when I touch you. And I never love nobody like I love you. That's why I only want you to love. I don't want nobody else.
Damn, B.
You do got a pretty ass voice, right?
Yeah. Pause.
See?
At least you said pause. But like,
And on that note, goodbye and good night.